We are now being joined by the spokesperson of Jammu and Kashmir BJP, Mr. Ranbir Singh Pathania. Mr. Pathania, first of all, many thanks for speaking to India today. Mr. Pathania, after more than 3 decades, finally there is a ray of hope for Kashmiri Pandits as far as justice to them is concerned. State Investigation Agency has decided to reopen Justice Neelkant Ganju's assassination case. SIA has asked people to come forward. If they have any details about this case, they must share it with the SIA and this matter will be probed thoroughly. Your reaction?
Justice delayed, but justice not denied. Under the dynamic leadership of Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi ji and with Amit Shah ji, the grandiose Union Home Minister at the direct in charge of the Jammu and Kashmir affairs, and virtually in Jammu and Kashmir with a spirit that no such crime, no such aberration against the law of the land shall go unredressed or unacted upon. Or put it the simpler way, the limb of the law has come to execute a long, a dreary, a never-ending, but virtually a short course. This is what I want to submit. This was not only simply a murder. You shouldn't, though legally speaking, or as per the relevant sections of Indian Penal Code, this is a 302. But this 302 has a bigger background.
Absolutely.
So what Mr. Makbul Butt did, why did one of a very diligent police officers, he reported the entire morphology, the entire trajectory of how the radicalization was going on in the various pockets and the nooks and the various, you could say, the mischievous points of Kashmir. He unraveled the entire history and ultimately he was done to death. And nobody was even ready to arrest him. Nobody was ready to depose against him. Nobody was ready to frame evidence against him. And you see what a beautiful judgment Mr. Neelkant Ganju has delivered. It went to till the Supreme Court. They filed a curative writ petition also. They filed a reprieve or a pardon application also. But that judgment stood the test of the time. It was absolutely in line with the essentialities of law and logic. It was absolutely in line with the basic spirit behind the Indian Penal Code, the basic spirit behind the respect of the law of the land, and he was murdered in cold blood. And what a shameless, I don't have any words to name it, but what a shameless, we could say, the trajectory of events. For 3 decades also justice had not been done to that decorated, that embellished legal luminary. It's a welcome step, we welcome it. And as I said earlier also, under Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi ji also, distress sales. So all distress sales in Kashmir, they are now under scanner. And I further expect that all those crimes, you have seen Yasin Malik also facing the music after a very long period also. So my respectful submission and our demand remains that all such crimes which have been kept unredressed, the ecosystem has changed, the establishment has changed, the viewpoint of the establishment has changed under the dynamic leadership of Narendra Modi also, and so is the hope, the optimism, and the spirit of the people of Jammu and Kashmir too.
Mr. Pathania, we spoke to many Kashmiri Pandit activists since morning, and all of them have thanked the government as well as the SIA for, reopening this case. But at the same time, they are saying that this is not enough because according to them, about 1,500 Kashmiri Pandits were killed in cold blood by the terrorists in early 90s. And they say that a tragedy of this magnitude, where an entire community was ethnically cleansed by the terrorists.
On their own motherland.
Absolutely. And that is why a commission of inquiry should be set up, which will probe the ethnic cleansing of the community. And this commission of inquiry should be headed by a sitting Supreme Court judge, and it should be a Supreme Court monitored inquiry. What do you have to say on that?
No words they are capable or they have the capacity to describe the worth cleansing, the genocide of a very embellished community acknowledged world level. I always say to my friends, where you see the genesis of word Pandit in the English dictionary. So no words to condemn it, no words to describe it. And other part, no words to condemn the stoic silence, the studied silence, the sealing of lips and virtual inertia of the successive governments First of all, in recognizing this worth cleansing. Secondly, redressing it. And thirdly, you aptly said, allowing the law to run its full course in Jammu and Kashmir. Not only the Indian Penal Code, the spirit of the Constitution also. Everybody has a right to live. Everybody has a right to live without fear, without dignity. If you see that the Rabindranath Tagore's that golden verses, where the mind is without fear, where the head is held high. So if that spirit is being violated in Kalhana's Kashmir, Rishi Kashyap's Kashmir, Adya Shankaracharya's Salvation Point of Kashmir, Lal Ded's Kashmir, Abhinav Gupta's Kashmir, this is really unfortunate. And we again welcome it and again demand that all such unredressed crimes need to be redressed and the law should be allowed to run its fullest course in Jammu and Kashmir.
So what about this demand of, constituting a commission of inquiry?
In whatsoever form, indirectly I have endorsed your question also. So I think the best way how we could address, and rather how we could redress all such unredressed crimes against humanity, particularly crimes against the Kashmiri Pandits on their homeland. So all effective measures need to be taken.
Mr. Pathania, this is a big step that has been taken after more than 3 decades by the government. So what kind of assurance you would like to give to the Kashmiri Pandits that what more will the government do?
There are a flurry of short-term and long-term measures which need to be done. Though damage has been done, the loss has been done. The Pandits have more or less, frankly speaking, virtually settled, maybe in Delhi, maybe abroad, maybe Jammu, maybe Udhampur, various parts of Jammu and Kashmir. But balm needs to be there on their wounds which have been festering for years and decades. And some new generation, they have come and cropped up, telling stories and telltales how their ancestors have come to tell them, come to narrate them, how Shopian was, how Kashmir was, how Amira Kadal was. So there are a detail of, first of all, their honorable return to their homeland. And in this honorable return, it is their prerogative. They come to settle or not, but at least their houses, their lands, they need to be restored to them at the first very instance. A sense of security and a sense of, first of all, I expect that from the civil society of Kashmir also, they should also welcome with open arms also. And I already said the mind is held, the head is held high, the mind is without fear, and let us hope that our Kashmir traverses that journey. And as the gospel of the Sarkar, zero tolerance towards terrorism, we need to wipe it out, lock, stock and barrel. We need to wipe it out in a set of a psychology in a particular section of Kashmiri leaders, in a section of Kashmiri gullible youth also. So let Kashmir be again a composite cradle of Shaivism, a composite cradle of Sufism, and a composite cradle of mutual peace, mutual harmony, and mutual brotherhood also.
Many thanks for speaking to India Today.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Namaskar.
So that was Ranbir Singh Pathania, spokesperson of Jammu and Kashmir BJP. He's saying that the initiative that has been taken by the SIA is worth welcoming, and at the same time he says that the Modi government is committed as far as giving justice to the Kashmiri Pandit community is concerned. With video journalist Neeraj Kumar, this is Sunil Bhatt reporting from Jammu for India Today.